They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry! With 0.6 of a second remaining.
Yo, what is up, everybody? This is the LeaguePass podcast, episode 2. I am your resident JT McConnell, the homie's homie. More importantly, my real name, Justin DiVirgilio, here with the second episode, as I said already. And my co-host on the line in Boston, Dante Parentozzi. What's up, Don? How you feeling tonight?
What's going on, Dirt? It was a long day writing the paper, but we're on now. We're going to get this shit going. Let's have a rip at it tonight.
Yeah. Well, we're supposed to give a little introduction where we're from. We're just, because we didn't really introduce ourselves last time. You know?
Yeah, we should do that. You could start off.
I'm just a diehard basketball fan looking to talk basketball with one of my better friends in life, and we just share a love for basketball and the Sixers. And that's what the whole point of this is, as well as getting into broadcasting as a whole. But that's just me. That's why I'm doing this. It's about me. How about you?
So, currently, I'm up in Boston. For those that don't know, I go to school up here. I'm in my last year. A little background about me and Justin is we've known each other since we were babies. His brother, Nicky, is one of our best friends. Mm-hmm. Well, he's obviously Justin's brother, so that default it should at least make him one of his best friends. But we have a group of Nicky, Tommy, John, Nicky, Domrego, Nico, my brother, you. We all appreciate basketball, and we a little more than others, but we all have our opinions and hot takes on things. And what better way than to start a podcast? We started this summer, for those that didn't know. This is our actual second official one, but we busted our ass this summer practicing. We didn't just start one day and say, let's just get this going. It wasn't that easy. Justin did a lot of grunt work on this. I'm more the responsive guy per se, but Justin, I would say, is really taking the helm on this, and he's been killing it. Just wanted to say that. But let's give it a go.
I don't really need all that because I'm just a dude talking shit, and this is just part of my dream.
Yeah, we do talk a lot of shit on here.
Oh, that's the whole point. We're shit talkers. And
can I pause for a quick shit talk real quick? I just got to shit talk one of my buddies up here. He's a big Celtics fan. He knows who he is if he listens, which I know he did because he listened to the first episode. The man has no love for Ben Simmons. No love for him. He's a Tatum lover, and that's what they all are up here, unfortunately. So I just wanted to call him out. He knows who he is.
But why? What Ben Simmons and Jason Tatum? Do they parallel in any way?
It doesn't matter to them. It doesn't matter. Their attitude is, the fresh young guns in the league, and his thing was, Ben Simmons needs to get a right hand. Does he really need a right hand? Does he actually need a right hand? But the attitude from them is Tatum is God up here. Fultz is garbage. He'll never get his shot back. But it's a whole other day for that animal. But
you know what that just proves to me? That proves that I am a higher class fan than them. Because people always say I'm not a better fan than you or whatever. I'm not better than I am, because I can watch the Celtics and appreciate them. Outside of the Sixers I'm supposed to hate them as a Sixers fan, the rivalry in the 80s, everything like that. I can watch the Celtics and literally enjoy them play.
I agree. That was only up to a couple months ago, though, because prior to that, I couldn't stand Donovan Mitchell. I couldn't fucking look at the dude's face without fucking wanting to punch him. Just because it was Ben against Donovan Mitchell. I'm over that hump now. We are basketball fans in general. So that shouldn't matter. He's a baller. I'm all about ballers.
I think I really converted you.
You really got me over that hump. And actually watching a lot of games, me and Tommy would watch them. We would text each other watching the game. So that helped a lot too. He got back into the game, and I've been diving into it more and more, but it's kind of taken off, and the criticism level is where me and you have kind of taken off with that.
Well, yeah, with that stuff. They're just dudes playing basketball. I like watching it. And I have my favorite team. But speaking of shit talking, and someone who doesn't want to hear it anymore or wants to shit talk back, Kevin Durant made some choice comments this week saying that he doesn't get credit for anything pretty much and even won't get any type of recognition by the league via awards except outside of Finals MVP. He will not get any recognition specifically on the defensive side because I remember last season he said he wanted to win Defensive Player of the Year or be a top 5 defensive player in the league. He believes he did that, and did he finish top 5? I don't know if he did, but
I don't think he did, but I don't want to be firm on that.
So what do you think? How do you feel about his comments and his feelings about everyone's feelings towards him? And obviously we all know where this stems from, of him going to the Golden State Warriors 2 summers ago. Yeah,
he makes a note to say we know what the Warriors and ourselves have as a group and fans and players and the media hate that per se, but at the same time he is spot on. He's fucking right. He couldn't be more right in that scenario. That dude was leading the league in blocks at one point during the season, and no one should have batted an eye because he was really making a lot of effort, like a huge effort out there for that. And I mean, you can't hate on a dude that can slide his feet and whatnot. I mean, he can move. He can move.
He definitely can move. So, all right, you're on his side. I'm just kind of even though he's like his reasoning for responding back is saying that he should be allowed to, but the person that he is behind in LeBron in terms of being the best player in the league and just the model which in the way he's going, LeBron was the villain at the beginning of this decade. Then he went back, became the hometown boy again, best player in the league, super respected, doing cool shit on Instagram. What else is he doing? He's doing business shit. Now Kevin Durant was the good guy in Oklahoma City with the guy who shoots way too much in Russell Westbrook, even though they were really good together. Then he goes to the Golden State Warriors with 2 of the best shooters in the league today, on top of a dynasty, becomes the villain. And now he's in the final year of his contract, and now he can go left. But if you want to conduct, you don't want to hear the shit talk. LeBron had to hear it, and although social media wasn't as prevalent at the time, he didn't respond. I think the only way LeBron responds to criticism is through the media. When the media asks questions, he'll either answer it in a very cryptic way or in a way that you understand where he's getting at. If any of that makes sense.
Oh, it makes sense.
I'm comparing
and at that point,
him to LeBron.
KD did that. Yeah, I mean, KD definitely kind of did that kind of move. I mean, it's kind of point blank when he was faced with a reporter. Well, it was a sit-down interview at like one of the practices, and
it was media day. And the reporter didn't. He asked him, "How do you feel about all these comments?" That's when he went off on the league. He's saying that even though it may be true, we don't know. There's no other evidence to the league showing any type of dislike towards him. It's just the way the voting went out. And he may have other inside information. I don't think that's important right now. Like, I get you got better, and they say they don't appreciate your game. All right, but like your teammates do, you do. What's the issue now? I think he wants to find an issue because people haven't liked him for so long. With so long being these 2 seasons. The majority, of course. I still really like Kevin Durant. Just watching him play.
Yeah, I think it was at the end of the day, it was more of a like, I'm going to accept this now and it is what it is, rather than like, I'm trying to make a point about it. Like, I think it's just kind of like, I've accepted what I am now to media. But we could go on KD antics for days. He's a Twitter burner motherfucker. He loves that shit. So I don't feel bad for him either though.
That's why I'm so passionate about this, because I always tell people like, you don't like argue over the internet or like do any type of or address lies on the internet, because like people believe what they believe anyway, even if they're dead wrong. Everybody knows that. And then you're just in this, I hate to say, because of course you want to be like a normal person, but you're in this weighted, this higher view of life because of your talents. And yeah, you're seeing more. And should you be like handcuffed to not answer? But you should be smart enough to not answer because that stuff doesn't matter. You know what like is the truth. Like you are, because you felt like you were a top 5 defensive player. I think you can guard the best player on any team if you want to. I think he really committed to defense. That's the whole point. That's how he felt the point was. So why not stay on point and stop complaining? But I hope I don't want to see any burner account tweets. I really don't. I'm done with burner accounts. After the summer we had, I'm done with burner accounts.
I am too. We don't need that anymore. It's just too much.
Yeah, definitely too much. Definitely too much. And the Atlantic Division might be too much if Kevin Durant goes to the Knicks. Apparently, there's a good shot on not first take, the quote unquote rip off first take, because one half of first take is there. What's his face? Skip Bayless's show with Shannon Sharp is called Undisputed, and I wish I was more prepared, but oh well. I gotta Google this real quick. But the one guy said on the don't be surprised if Kevin Durant goes to the New York Knicks because of the similar path of LeBron. He wants to go there for his business partnership and everything like that. And just it's a good city to play in because of outside things for basketball. And the Knicks are on the rise anyway. It's just a year or two behind.
Yeah, they're a little behind.
Well, if they extend Porzingis and then Kevin Knox, if he's really good or even good enough just to be a contributor in year 1, well, not year 1, year 2 or 3, and then you have Mitchell Robinson, who was the best player in high school but didn't play in college last year because of an injury or something to that effect, and now he's on the team. You have some Tim Hardaway Jr. is not that bad. You have some nice pieces. So
yeah, it's a shame they friggin' used that pick on Frank. I know he's still a young kid, but
yeah,
I can't even say his last name. It's the
Frank
most difficult last name. Yeah, I couldn't even do it if I tried. But I mean, what's he good at? I mean, this is his second or is this his third year? Now, what's this, his third?
This is his second year.
Second?
Yeah.
Well, I still, not that I think, no, is this? But I thought that was like not a wasted pick, but they were like, oh, we're trying to focus in on defense. And like he's still young and has a lot of talent. Well, yeah, but come on. Like at this point, you need somebody else who could score the ball. Like we really don't have one of those in the court besides Kristaps. And at this moment, he isn't on the floor.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. How do you feel about KD going to the Knicks, though? And just real quick before you do that, let me just credit Chris Haynes because he was on Disputed this morning. Quoted saying, New York Knicks have a very good shot at luring KD away from the Bay Area. The same thing that brought LeBron to the Lakers, the building the culture, is the same way KD feels about the Knicks. So, kind of like nostalgic. The Lakers were awesome. The Knicks were awesome at one time, like 25 years ago. So the whole just feeling of New York and LA being prominent again. That is pretty much the focus. In how I view it.
No,
KD on Knicks would probably be scary, though.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't say that would make them scary. That would be I wouldn't agree with that last part. Because, I mean, on a team where Kevin Durant is, yes, it'll be to some degree threatening. But when you have teams like the Sixers and the Celtics in the East, you are not getting out with a piece of just Kevin Durant and Kristaps. You need to add one more guy, and then that would kind of lead them to probably taking over the East. But that's next year's free agency, so at this time, I don't want to address that too much. With the season actually around the corner, so as of right now, I want to kind of live more in the present day. I think you do as well.
Next summer is going to be the summer of the Ks because there's a lot of K free agents, a lot of big ones, and one of them is Kyrie Irving. And his Celtics, of like the rest of the league, are back at it. Except this time, it's Kyrie Irving, Gordon Hayward, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, all in one court for more than 15 minutes. And it's nice to see, honestly. They all looked pretty good. Kyrie's just Kyrie. People are going to recognize Jaylen Brown this season finally in the same effect or ballpark that Jason Tatum was talked about. Just the general giddiness and wow, wide-eyed of people. Just wow, he's doing all this. He's 19. That type of narrative. I think Jalen is going to be that very really really nice this season. Worked with T-Mac in the summer. I actually like him.
Yeah, he was a two-way player. He's unreal athletic. So athletic. And he's 21, right? I mean, he just turned 21.
Yeah.
So he has a lot of room to grow. And I actually like Rozier as well. We didn't mention him, but he'll be another piece that they'll utilize off the bench in some capacity. But he'll probably get 20 minutes a game at least.
Yeah, whole squad's back.
The whole squad, and they're going to look good. But I don't know if you saw this, but Brad Stevens actually wasn't happy with how the Celtics played. A lot of that had to do with efficiency.
Yeah.
But I mean, that kind of worked itself out through, preseason and then the starting of the season. So I'm not really nervous about them.
They'll learn. They'll learn how to, because they have the perfect storm, which is, I understand all the Celtics hype, I understand all the Celtics hype because Al Horford is a proven vet in this league. Gordon Hayward, proven vet in this league. Kyrie Irving, proven vet in this league. Then you have the number 3 overall pick last year was ready. We didn't know or expect. A lot of the public didn't. Even myself. I didn't know. I wasn't too familiar with Jason Tatum. Jaylen Brown made a big step last year. Terry Rozier had some crazy games off the bench. Marcus Smart, he got more notice for defense. Marcus Morris. No. Is it Marcus Morris? Or Markieff?
Yeah.
You have those 8.
Who was beefing? It was whoever was beefing with Robinson. I think it's Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus is on.
I think it's Marcus.
Marcus is on the Celtics. Prep Charter alum.
Prep Charter alum.
My alumni as well. My alumni high school. Crazy. But those guys all together. So I understand why, because Brad Stevens probably already envisions what they'll look like in stride at their best. So I can understand why. But it's the first game, or the first 2 games. They played in UNC at Chapel Hill. That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool to see that.
And then they played home.
Yeah, so it's home. At some point, all my buddies on the rugby team or just buddies up here who are Celtics fans will be foaming at the mouth to see them all on the court together in a real official game where their record matters. But for now, we kind of sit tight. Still have about 13 days before
13 days
opening night. Yeah, we are pumped, and then we'll be the real judge.
And in 5 minutes, it's going to be 12 days because it's 11:55 on a Wednesday at night. Are they going to the game? Any of them? When we go?
I was asking around. As of right now, no, but I wouldn't be shocked because they'll just do it at the whim. They'll just be like, "Oh, I want to go to the game." They're good. They bang like that. Yeah, they bang like that.
They're good. Okay, cool. They got money. They got money to spend leisurely like that. That's cool. Good for you guys. Shit. I think that's awesome because I would love to just be able to spend money. You guys aren't too far away from Toronto, right? How far is Boston from Toronto?
Yeah, Kiara's roommate is actually from Toronto, and she flies, and it's like a short period of time. I think it's very impressive.
Yeah, and Toronto made one addition, not 2, because they got 2 players in the Kawhi trade, and he debuted. How do you feel like he looked? I don't think he changed. I think he's the best player in the league, in the East. Not the league, the East.
Kawhi did Kawhi. He's going to play good defense for the season. They really didn't showcase that because that's not really what matters right now, but he will take the one dribble up and pull up right on you. That's what he's good at. He can beat you with his length. I wouldn't say he's incredibly fast, but he has the good enough footwork to get around. So I'm all for that. I'm all for having a good competitive Raptors team. I don't want it to be Sixers versus us the whole year. I mean, Sixers versus Celtics.
Oh, whoa.
I got to watch that mouth.
I guess we're about to cancel the podcast right now.
I might have to really. Oh, my God. That's not what I meant.
Blasphemy. That's treason. That's treason.
I don't bang like that.
Yo, that's treason. Might have to put you on the stand.
Literally, Ben Simmons will be my first child's name. Ben Simmons Parentozzi. I'm not even lying.
Yo, that is a wild first name for your kid. It's a wild full name. Yo,
it's only if they win a championship they get that name.
That last name, that middle name, last name, amount of letters, that's like the whole alphabet. That's almost like 22 letters probably. Here we go with math again. I didn't even count the letters in my head. I might be close. I'm rounding for all my math people that listen, especially my father, who's so good with numbers and likes to rub it in my face. It's all good. I don't know how many letters. We can count that on different time. But I like seeing Kawhi healthy again. He's gonna be awesome. He's gonna play really well. The matchups are different. He faces guys who are gonna defend him well more often this season than I think he would have last year. Well, yeah, he's gonna have to go him. He's gonna get switched on to Ben Simmons at one point. Ben's gonna have to guard him. So is Giannis, and then him and Giannis are gonna battle at least 10 possessions in a game, especially if it's close. If they want to do that, that's not true. Chris Middleton will get put on them.
Yeah, he has the ability to cover the best player on their team usually within a certain range. I don't know if he really can cover Giannis, the length that Giannis has, but I mean he'll definitely get possessions on him. I agree.
Because he would be the best defensive player on the floor. Who else are you putting on him?
He is. Yeah, he is the best defensive player in the entire league still. People forget that.
Gonna be some interesting one-on-one matches. Even him and Blake Griffin's kind of interesting. Who else is in the East like that?
I wouldn't be shocked if they literally put if John Wall has to be covered by Kawhi. Kawhi would do that. Now John Wall's fast. Don't get me wrong, but I think he could definitely keep up.
John Wall usually plays at one speed. When he doesn't, he stops on a dime, but he's super downhill. He runs downhill.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why he has knee injuries and he just hit so many people over the years. But Kawhi in the league, Kawhi back in the NBA, it feels like he just was a free agent last year. He didn't want to play. He didn't want to play for the team that he was contracted to or show up. So he just wasn't on the team. But
yeah, he's trying to just act like nothing happened. I feel like almost, especially with the interview they just had on him. When he came out and did that funny laugh.
Acting like nothing happened. Cue the laugh.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the move. It's kind of what everyone's going to try to do during the season, too.
Probably laugh things off?
No, just like with Kawhi. Just be like, they'll always start out with that as reporters. Oh, Kawhi missed last season or he played this many games. But then they're going to say, but now he's back to himself. The same way they say Dwayne Wade turned the clock. Every day they said he turned the clock. What's he going to turn the clock every single day till he plays? Till the season's over? Give it a break. Just say Kawhi. Just say in the beginning of the year, Kawhi missed last season, basically. And now we're going to move on and see Kawhi ball. That's it.
Yeah, I just think people ran away with the meme because it was just it was kind of like a layup meme. It's very easy. Kawhi doesn't speak. You don't really hear him speak now. You finally hear him do something odd after all this drama happened when he's acting normal. But the laugh was cool. It wasn't that big a deal. I just want to see him play basketball.
Yeah, me too.
And basketball's a beautiful game. And the Lakers are playing some old beautiful Showtime ball. It's going to happen this year. Running up and down the court with LeBron, Rajon Rondo, JaVale McGee, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball. They have a lot of guys who are running up and down the floor. And it was awesome to see, honestly. I know that I said the look of LeBron is corny, but just watching him play with Rondo, they're pushing the tempo so much, that's what it looked like. Even in one or two games, that's what they're going to do. And the Lakers did this last year. They just didn't have two guys who were as smart and careful with the ball as LeBron and Rondo, which is why it makes it so much better. I'm glad they have a bunch of national televised games because I want to watch them play together. How do you feel about the Lakers?
I want to see. Well, I mean, they're essentially grabbing two of the top 5 highest IQ players in the league. and I would say Lonzo's IQ is probably a top 20 player, which is a good-ass combination to have. So 3 players within that range is really awesome. I don't know if all 3 will be on the same court at the same time. 2 of the 3 usually probably will be. But it looks like all the players came in this year improved to some capacity. Even if it was their conditioning, they understand that they do have to run up and down the court. Someone like Kuzma will be a great, great feature this year. He's in great shape, and he'll have a lot to offer when he plays LeBron.
Definitely. You think Lonzo's top 20
5 in IQ? Yeah.
All right. I mean, all right.
Don't get me wrong. CP3 is probably number 2 or 3.
I think for like basketball IQ, you can't be, and maybe he's a prodigy in the basketball mind, but like you can't be 20 years old and be the smartest person, one of the smartest 20 people in the league, when like you're not even a like 20 player in the league. Like I get like you can work your mental before your physical, but like I don't believe that. I disagree with that 100%. And maybe he'll prove me wrong, but that takes time to see.
Yeah, it's not like a. Maybe
they
I shouldn't have said this year. Maybe
I don't think LeBron was talked about
as
as super smart in 2007, and that was his 4th year in the league. I don't know if he was. I don't think maybe that wasn't even talked about then. It's just his play carrying the team as a 23 years old, 22, 23-year-old player. 2007, that's when they got swept by the Spurs. It's just
crazy.
But all right, stick to your point if you're sticking to it.
I'll stick to it. I'm not gonna front on it. I think maybe I'm thinking down the line, maybe a year or 2, 3 years. But I'm not gonna fucking front with that. I'll stick with it.
I disagree with everything you're thinking about, even the timeline. Like 3 years, then he'll be the smartest player in the league. But all right, whatever.
No, it's all right. You already know who my 4th is. You didn't even ask me who my 4th guy is in the league. But it's all right. We'll get past that.
Because I don't need to talk about him right now.
You don't need me to do it. You know who it is.
I know. We know who it is.
And he is 21. But that's a whole different animal.
Yeah, and definitely the Lakers. They're gonna win a lot of games this season, and they're gonna be in a lot of games. And being in a lot of games means the 4th quarter is gonna be exciting, and that's for some people only like to watch the 4th quarter because that's when it matters the most and is the least amount of margin for error. And NBA LeaguePass is allowing fans to buy the 4th quarter of any game for $1.99 during the season, which is super dope. I mean, I might think about getting this, like buying a couple games at whatever point. How do you feel about this?
I don't know what the monthly rate is per se, but if there's some good games that actually don't make the coverage because they don't have the big Warriors overhang or the Lakers, like let's say if a Denver game's not getting covered, but Denver's playing Milwaukee, it's a good game to watch. I'll pay $1.99 to try to see them play. See the 4th quarter.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if you have to already have a membership. No, I guess you get on to League Pass and pay the $1.99, which is super dope. Because imagine like seeing that the Nuggets and the Jazz are in the 4th quarter, and Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray are going at it, and they're not on TNT or ESPN. It's like a Friday night, and they have a late game, and you want to watch it because you're home chilling, want to watch ball, instead of just following it on the ESPN app on your phone, or watching Instagram because they rip highlights so fast nowadays.
They rip them so fast. House of Highlights don't even let you breathe.
Shout out to House of Highlights, honestly. Like, for real. Like, that's hard. And that is just, it's the same thing as even in the broadcast. People never think about this either. In the TV broadcast, you know how quick they have to rip the highlight from the TV and then form it in the little graphic when they progress through the game. Oh, Ben Simmons did this all throughout the game, the play of the game. Like, they have to do that all for TV. It's just the same thing for Instagram, which is still crazy.
Yeah. I see Ben's face often on there. That's what's good, though. But
yeah, you see a post from China on Instagram, though. I don't think you could really tweet in China.
Yeah, there was. Well, he uses his app. They all got it worked out for them.
Yeah, they had to get geopolitical.
Yeah, they hooked them up. But yeah, it looks like they're having a good time out there. A
I
lot
feel
of
like
guys
you would
are
know
taking
about
cool
that.
pictures. Yeah, I was kind of seeing Joel had an event he was like doing like with kids and with a microphone like connected to his face. It was kind of funny to see Joel like being an MC.
Well, sorry.
But they're doing their thing.
Sorry, since you heard me say wow, I'm watching the Clippers Timberwolves game right now. And probably shouldn't be watching something while podcasting, but Derrick Rose almost made a very nice move, but it didn't work out. So, but I'm still marveling at his athleticism.
That's
But
my guy.
Joel in China is pretty dope. Joel, the Sixers in China, is pretty awesome. And they don't play until Friday, right? Yeah, 7:30 on a Friday morning, which is, I can't wait. Waking up.
I'll be sure to tune in.
I can't wait. I'm going to be watching the Sixers play the Mavericks at 7:30 in the morning.
At work, my boss is going to be like, yo, like, can you do that asset allocation for me for this person? I'll be like, yo, it's the fourth quarter. Fultz got the ball, bro. We're trying to eat.
And then Sunday they play. Same time, I believe. I don't think I watched the game on Sunday because I have to work. But it's all good. I'll read the stat lines. But, oh well. The GMs did a survey. I didn't know this was a thing until this year. I feel like I'm finding out so many more annual things that the NBA does because, like, the media is pushing it more.
Yeah.
So
Media relative is why.
the media is really in your face about it. And there's so many interesting parts about this. I want to go to this one. Where's it at? If you were starting a franchise today and could sign any player in the NBA, who would it be? 30% being Giannis Antetokounmpo from the Milwaukee Bucks, also known as the Greek Freak for people who can't say tongue-twisting last names. Anthony Davis of the New Orleans Pelicans at 23%. Kevin Durant of the Golden State Warriors at 20%. LeBron James, LA Lakers, 17%. Steph Curry, the Golden State Warriors, 7%. Joel Embiid, Philadelphia 76ers at 3%. Do you think Giannis should be number one?
I'm still kind of on the fence that he should be number one. I tried to talk myself out of this at points and then talk myself into it. That was the first adult jersey that I ever bought, actually, was the Greek Freak. I do really love him, but at the same time, I cannot at this point say he is better than Anthony Davis. And at the ages both of them are, I cannot say that I would take Giannis over Anthony Davis.
Well, to argue, just for argument's sake, or just to bring up the other point, Giannis did hit a three off the dribble today from around the top of the key. And it was nothing but net, like literally nothing but net. It looked good. If he can work on the shot, it's going to be close. It's going to be, I think I said this before, it's going to be an Embiid, Anthony Davis, Giannis, Antetokounmpo league. They're going to be three next players. Like, those are the three new guys. I think every team now is trying to find their guy like that.
Did you leave that anybody?
I actually thought you were coughing.
No,
Ben Simmons. I thought,
coughing.
allergy season. I thought you were actually coughing, so I was like, what? But then I was like, why is he coughing into the phone? That's terrible podcasting.
Bless up. Usually I do have the allergy issue, but I have so far been dodging it. Knock on wood.
I mean, if you're going to be, like, generous and put people without jump shots in there, no, I'm kidding. I think Ben Simmons is in there, too. I was going to put in Porzingis. There's other people.
We know it's good. We know it's good.
But Ben Simmons isn't on this
yet.
list. That's why I said that. But I mentioned him because he's not on the list that we just talked about.
So on that list, though, if you realized 3% means one team voted for Joel Embiid, do you think it was the Sixers?
Wouldn't it be, like, hypocritical for them not to? Like, to go against them? Be like, yeah, Giannis. Like, no. What do you mean? You wasted 2 years pretty much waiting for him to get healthy and mature into his body, and then half a year because he got hurt, and then last year he was finally there and we played and went to the second round. Like, why would you? And then Giannis, he's been healthy the whole time, but the Bucks haven't gotten farther than the Sixers, so it would be contradictory of the Sixers. I can spot out contradictory easily.
I would hope that the Sixers voted for him.
Well, that's speculation.
Maybe they should have voted for Ben, but whatever. We'll get past that. No, I'm kidding. It's
Well, the GM
JoJo
is not
at the
Dante
current time.
Parentozzi, so they're not voting for Ben Simmons. It's actually, I just reading the article. It's the 17th annual NBA.com GM survey.
Wow.
Let's see. I didn't even know
What
about
else was
that.
in the survey?
Trying to find it. The best young core. How do you feel about that one? I'm trying to find it. Reading really quickly. Oh my God, this is a really long article. This is terrible podcasting. Wow, these are a lot of. This is a real survey. Holy shit.
So the Sixers came out with 47% of the vote, which I think is straight animalistic. Kind of as expected, them and the Celtics to be 1 and 2 on the list. But it was shocking to see that a couple teams voted for the Bulls and the Suns. 2 teams each voting for those. I don't know in a scenario where other
I can see the
GMs can
Suns.
look. Yeah, but how can you do that while you're looking at the Celtics and the Sixers? I understand DeAndre Ayton and Booker, but is that third guy in Josh Jackson really comparable to a third guy on the Celtics or the Sixers? Not at this point in their young NBA career.
Yeah.
But maybe this is a promising thing, so that's fair. But I still think the Sixers and Celtics deserve to be 1 and 2 all fucking day.
Wow, I still haven't found the question that we're talking about. But yeah, I don't know. The Suns, the Bulls is just that's a pipe dream, kind of.
That is a pipe dream.
For best young core. But I just found who's the best international player not in the NBA. Former Sixer coming in at third at 14%. Alexei Shved.
Shved, oh my God.
And the only reason I mentioned him because I like saying his name. The international players, boy.
That's close.
They're helping take over the league.
Yep.
Two of the three that people want to start a franchise with aren't from here, according to this poll that we mentioned. The 3 that we think are going to take over the league: AD, Greek Freak, Giannis, and Joel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only one from here is AD, and all those other guys are international, which is cool stuff. I like that the league is going that way, and that's why it gets so much buzz because it's an international game.
Rookies in there. Who will win 2018-2019 Rookie of the Year? Number 1 being Luka Doncic of the Dallas Mavericks, 43%. Marvin Bagley, the third of the Kings, 17%. Wendell Carter Jr. of the Bulls, 17%. And DeAndre Ayton, 13%. Also receiving votes are 3 other picks in Jaren Jackson Jr. for the Grizzlies, Kevin Knox for the Knicks, and Colin Sexton for the Cavaliers. I think that they left out. I mean, one of my favorite players from this draft was Lonnie Walker. I think he's really going to get a shot in San Antonio. But I do think Luka Doncic can win it. I think he's very likely to win it.
See, I'm still fixated on the fact that they're not going to give this Rookie of the Year to Ben again. So if Ben's in the league, he's not going to get the Rookie of the Year? Isn't that how it works? He's not a rookie? Or is he a rookie? What's the deal with him? No,
Well, technically,
I'm playing,
is even Luka Doncic, he's not really a rookie in the sense of pro basketball.
Oh, that's a good one. But yeah, he'll be a rookie. He has a good chance of winning it. He'll have the number of looks to give him the chance to get that. So does Kevin Knox in my eyes. So do you want to maybe do a prediction for how we see the year going in terms of Rookie of the Year for our personal selves?
Well, I still got Kevin Knox.
Okay.
I really like Kevin Knox's game, but I could see Doncic having, if he's the guy they say he is, and he's playing with Dennis Smith Jr. and a less selfish in the terms of the offense being revolving around Dirk, and he's playing with that older Dirk, I think he'll be like the real deal kind of early in terms of being the Rookie of the Year. That's the first step if you're the guy in the draft. Like he was the best player in this draft, right? Mm-hmm. By a lot of people. And he's been a pro since he was 13. So I just think even though the NBA game is different, like there is an edge up of playing professionally from a young age. Because that's what the high school kids kind of do anyway. Like when you're on national TV, that's almost like a professional game, except you're still in high school, and McDonald's just makes all this money off you. Like, that's what happens.
Mark Cuban's going to fucking love having Doncic on his squad, let me tell you. I'll take Doncic in this prediction for Rookie of the Year. Got a lot of upside, barring injury. You hit the shot, create a zone, which is something that not a lot of rookies can do. So I'll take Doncic, and we'll reevaluate in a couple of weeks once we see him play in the regular season. But as of right now, I'm sticking with Luka.
Well, I'm sticking with Kevin Knox because I'm probably going to put money on him because of his odds. I also saw him play, and I saw that one dunk from Summer League, and I made my mind up, literally right there.
He is that boy. He's got big.
I think he's similar to big Jason Tatum. Body type.
He has the body type. Yeah.
So I'm glad you punched in with the thing I was about to say, because people might just hear that and be like, Jason Tatum, he was amazing. No, listen to what I said. And then who will win MVP? Who will win the MVP? That's a great question. LeBron James? I mean, he could be the MVP every year, but that's not the case. He's actually first at 30% with the Lakers. I think because he'll have them jump into the playoffs for the first time in, 5 years? Mm-hmm. And at a 6 seed or higher, that's probably why he'll win it. Kevin Durant at 27%, Anthony Davis 17%, James Harden 10%. Also receiving votes, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving, Kawhi Leonard, Russell Westbrook. Yeah, I mean, the Kawhi one, I think, is the only was courtesy one. Even though I don't think he'll
Kyrie getting a vote's tough. I still think that's tough.
That one too.
They will be the first team in the East most likely. And to see them just maybe give the nod because of a successful team, that could be one way. But there's no way Kyrie is just going to stack up the stats the way somebody like James Harden does. When you put him next to James Harden or Russell Westbrook, you just can't pick Kyrie. And that's not even true. If you pick them. That's just not even looking at LeBron or KD on the table.
That is definitely true. LeBron or KD on the table, and then you have Kyrie. Well, he's also the seventh name I mentioned, so he probably won't finish top 5 in MVP. I think he's a courtesy one that also receiving votes because he's the best player on the Celtics, but there's too many really good players on the Celtics, and there's only one ball. So, and they're not as efficient as the Warriors are. That's why they made that work. I think the Celtics are trying to be Warriors East, and that's
for sure.
But they don't have the high volume shooting, and maybe they will this year. Maybe everybody improved their jumper just even more. But I think LeBron's getting the MVP this year for the first time since his Miami days. Villain LeBron, heel LeBron, if you will. Still gonna have another, even though he's a villain to Lakers fans. Well, not anymore because he ran down the fast break.
Things.
Yeah, he ran down the court and dunked it. He travels a lot for my
He literally wiped the sweat. I was telling Nicholas today. He wiped the sweat off his jersey with his one hand while he was dribbling to then get the ball and dunk it before he took off. He's nuts like that. He's just got it going on though.
Does have it going on. All the star players though. I don't want to just rip LeBron. All the star players travel, and it doesn't get cold when it's super in front of them. But even Ben Simmons of the Sixers, one of his best play in the playoffs last year, he traveled.
He did.
Still made the layup. Doesn't matter. And the Sixers had a lot going on this week. The Sixers always have a lot going on because we're Sixers fans. We're going to talk about them. And they canceled their indoor scrimmage, which I had 2 tickets to attend at the legendary Palestra, Uptown Philadelphia, University Penn. Boy, was I upset. I'm still upset. Because I realized when the preseason started that Friday against Melbourne United of Australia, I said, they're not rescheduling this practice. And I'm just like a disappointed child. I feel really disappointed. I'd said it 3 times. I just wanted to see the Sixers in person. I wanted to be like part of the exclusive people that saw it there, not watching it through my phone like with my eyes. I wanted to see Markelle's jumper.
Been a fun game.
I just wanted to see them play each other. Like, that's cool.
I want to hear the exhibition's cool.
I want to hear Embiid talk shit. Markelle, like, he blocked some of these shots against Australia and said, "Get that shit out of here." You heard it. I like that shit. I like when people are vocal. But I digress. Done talking about that. But another thing that put me in a bad mood is Zhaire Smith had yet another problem. He underwent a thoracoscopy on September 27th. That's when the press release came out. Just an issue that stemmed from an allergic reaction to food. This team's just the things that happen to the Sixers with health-wise, it's just outrageous.
Rookies.
Even at this point, like, it's just redundant. Like, if you don't have a season-ending injury, you'll have an injury, and now I guess you'll get some type of illness if you get removed from you. Or like, it's just redundant.
That's just Sixers. That's Sixers.
It's like the Sixers are a frat, and that's part of the initiation, or whatever, however that goes. You know more about that shit. You're a college life guy.
That would be the truth. Yeah, that would be the way it kind of goes.
That's so. Oh man, that's ridiculous. And the preseason started also. All that being said, it's time. Basketball's here. The first and second preseason games happened. One against an Australian team and one against the Orlando Magic. So not too far off in competition. How do you feel about the team?
I didn't even initially catch that until you just said it, and I'm fucking dead now because that is so kind of how that game went. My initial reactions, though, I would say 90% of the people went to those games to see how Markelle would do. As much as they love to see Ben and Joel play, they wanted to see how Markelle would perform. I think he met expectations. If they don't give him enough minutes quite yet to say that he exceeded them, give the kid, if he ends up getting 30 minutes a night, which I don't know if he will, he'll be able to show off more of why he was first overall pick. I mean, he did block the shot. He did hit the three. He was pulling up and hitting the mid range. It was nice what we saw, but I'm not going to get all fluttered up on 20 minutes of two good games. So need more volume, and then we can move forward.
Man, I'm just basking in the glory right now. He's playing basketball. I'm hyped. I am hyped
about that.
I'm hyped to watch him play. I'm hyped to be right because I can't wait to watch him play really good NBA basketball like I believed he would. It's all coming together. He's also, like, we might be Showtime East, not in the same sense, but like they play super fast. And if he starts, they made this whole point during the broadcast, a la and Mark Zumoff. I don't know how to say his last name, and I don't want to butcher it, so that's why I don't say it. But the color commentator, along with the play-by-play guy, Mark Zumoff, shout out to them, love them, is that they now, with Markelle in the lineup, they have two guys who can get a rebound and just look up and push the ball, which is super important and you have Embiid rim running, you have Rocco on the wing spotting up for a three, or Dario, and then you have somebody filling a lane. And then you have Markelle or Ben doing whatever they're doing. It's just super important that they're going to be able to push the ball with the athletes they have. They have a 24-year-old Embiid, 22-year-old Ben Simmons, and 20-year-old Markelle Fultz. They're at, like, the peak athletically, or in the prime or beginning. Like, they're still athletic. They can still run it up and down like crazy. I think the Sixers are going to be such a great offensive team this year. If everybody's healthy and they can just push the ball, they can open up a lot.
And
even
I think
in the starting
that'll take
lineup.
a little bit of a load off. Don't you think the load will get taken off Ben a little bit? And that'll be huge for someone. Just don't have to be worried about the ball in hand. You know, you take this play off Ben, or Ben, you set this pick, or we don't have to do all this action where Ben is getting the rebound or getting the pass, and then we got to take it down the court, and he has to run through the whole offense. Having Markelle gives that extra feature that we lacked last year. And also, it's, we don't want to just do, all right, Ben, you're good, or Ben, swing it to Redick, and then Redick gets gets Joel in the paint for the ISO, and Joel just goes into town for 10 seconds or whatever he does, trying to work himself in the paint.
Yeah, there's another person to filter it through. There's another contributor. Yeah. And I think
there is.
With that, the bench is stronger because then JJ's on the bench. And
which is huge.
You have one ball handler on the bench, which is the only problem. Like one primary ball handler, TJ McConnell, off the bench. He's going to be the guy. Even though I do like where it's going. Like where the bench is going. In Landry Shamet. I like what I see. I like what I've seen from everybody, but I'm taking the football mentality to basketball because I've been waiting to watch basketball. I think that's what's happened. I've encapsulated this feeling. Like, I just want to see them play, and I'm hyped that they're all doing, like, people are doing well. That's pretty much it. Like, I like where the bench is. Furkan, I'm a Furkan guy.
Oh, my God. Here we go. I thought
I'm a Furkan guy.
I know. It's a shame.
I think he's going to be all right. I think, like, it's not going to be crazy this year. Next year, you're going to be on the train.
We'll see.
I think he's going to play well this year. I think he's going to play well enough to play well well enough to make you notice for next year. All right, let me give this guy the benefit of the doubt and actually like watch him, because you just don't believe him already. So that's why he's good. He's going to get some more minutes. You know what he needs? You know what he needs? He needs more muscle probably, and just better dribbles, better handles, getting to the rim.
Amongst other things, yeah. But
like
what?
I
would say strength. Strength would be number one priority.
Oh yeah, I said muscle. He has to build muscle first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I agree with that. But
he's lights out. He's got a nice pump fake and everything.
Oh, here we go. He's lights out. He's gonna be. No, I think he is. No, but
I think he is.
Speaking of lights out,
he's a really good shooter.
Where do you expect Markelle this year in terms of field goal attempts? So me and John talked about this a few days ago. I was trying to persuade him so hard that he's going to be taking every bit of 14 shots a game. John thinks you'd be lucky if it's like 11. I think 14 is a fair number. He tried to argue that not many players shoot over 15 times a game, and there's only usually one or two players on an entire team, and there's some exceptions to even having two that do that. But I every day all day long see Markelle taking 14 shots a game. He couldn't get his head behind that, and I was trying so hard to persuade him. Where do you see?
Well, he took 12 in the Magic game. So I could see him being 14. All you got to do is take two more, and when he's comfortable in the league. Yeah, he'll have more minutes probably by that time, too, if he keeps playing well. I hope the plan isn't to start him for the preseason and get him used to, like, playing in the NBA against starters, like, or whatever, and then put him on the bench. I think the plan is to start him, because that would be counteractive, I think, starting him. Personally, I think that it's more for... Honestly, he's out there more for defensive purposes right now, if you think his shooting is so bad, because J.J. Redick and the Sixers got exposed last year in the playoffs on the wings. They just went after him. So Markelle plays a bit more defense, or can, because he's younger and their bodies are different. But I think... and for the offense, yeah, I think he'll take a good amount of shots. He's confident. Everything about what he's doing is confident now. He's on Snapchat singing to Chic-Fil-A, like serenading it, like it's true love, like that, and a basketball in his like whatever car he bought. He's confident, like.
Yeah, that man does love his Chick-fil-A.
He really does. I feel like if Markelle Fultz wasn't Markelle Fultz, he would just be like another person I know that loves Chick-fil-A in South Philly, because
South Philly loves Chick-fil-A.
Yo, the amount of Chick-fil-A, like the amount of tweets I've seen for Chick-fil-A being closed on Sunday. I wish it wasn't closed on Sunday, because it's closed and that like that you want it on a Sunday. It's just so outplayed. It's always said.
Saturday and Sunday would be a very convenient day for Chick-fil-A, especially if you're just like a drunk food for people.
But they're not even open that late.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is facts. They're not open that late. See, that's why Mickey D's is the GOAT. That's why Mickey D's is the GOAT. Will always be.
Mickey D's is pretty. Yeah,
Shout
you can't
out to
eat
the
that shit all the
Golden
time. But
you cannot. But if you can, you win. Listen, if I become a millionaire one day, I always tell everybody, my kids will always eat McDonald's. That's what me and John always say.
That's nuts.
Not every day, but they got to appreciate what's good. They got to understand the value of a dollar menu. All right, that's what it's all about.
The value of whatever. I mean, I get that. I hope they understand the value of a dollar. A dollar is a dollar. You know, you use the dollar menu. I don't order the dollar menu like that. I order regular stuff.
I can get like 4 things off the dollar menu. I mean, it's now like the value menu because nothing's $1 anymore, unfortunately. But I used to be able to get like 4 things for like $7. Came out with a chicken nugget, a cheeseburger, a freaking fry. Forget it, a McChicken. We were out here getting it.
Yeah, some food that's cheap you don't really get. You can't get too late at night. I was just thinking about it because like halal food's like $5. And it's awesome.
Oh, you dig that? I like that you dig that. That's good shit.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's really good food, and they give you a lot. I was just thinking of the comparison. But that's not open at 2 a.m. when you're drunk or whatever. It's just not. Somehow we got to McDonald's from basketball. Because Markelle
happens more than you think. It came up twice. Came up twice tonight. McDonald's All-American game.
Oh, yeah,
McDonald's and the
good
food.
Callback.
Yeah, we really shout out to McDonald's. I think they should, maybe throw us a buck or two for our sponsors.
I'm loving
trying to get some sponsors. And I am loving it. Let's get it. All right, take us home, boy.
I would love to see like them play our podcast in the McDonald's boardroom. Hey, we should sponsor this podcast. What do they talk about? What do they sound like? And it's just us goofing off on the internet, talking about basketball and other things of sorts. Got anything to say to people? Anything to plug or no?
I just wanted to say I wanted to thank everybody again who listened to the first one.
We didn't even do that at the beginning.
Criticism. Yeah, but I wanted to say it at the end because they gave us a lot of criticism that we took, and it helped us move forward. Especially the guys in the rugby team. I appreciate that you guys listened. You're my guys for that. And we look forward to the next one. I hope you guys keep listening.
I appreciate everybody that hit me up through Snapchat, Instagram, text, tweets, whatever. Anybody that shared it, because I asked them to, they just shared it and told me it was dope. Thank you. You know who you are because we have the exchanges. But, yeah, this has been the LeaguePass Podcast, Episode 2. I'm your resident JT McConnell, the homie's homie. More importantly, I'm Justin DiVirgilio. And it was the LeaguePass Podcast, the ball being our opinions, and we're passing them out to you. We'll see you later.